Hello, and welcome to the first ever video and Whitesmith guide I'll actually be uploading to our YouTube channel. Yay! First ever Whitesmith guide on our channel. So yeah, for today or whatever time you get to watch this, I'll be going through the different skill builds I personally use for AFK farming, boss hunting, and KBM. So yeah, we'll be going through different loadouts. And I'm not gonna lie, it probably took around 6 cups of coffee to get to this point. So let's fucking go. So for this video, I'll be going over the different skill builds I personally use in the game for different purposes, namely AFK farming, bossing, and caving. So please just ignore these, okay? Let's start over with my AFK farming one. The stats I use for this build are STR and Dex. Then going over the skills. So the skills that you need to focus on for this build are mainly your AoE skills, namely Zen Storm, Card Tyranny, and Hammerfall. As to how much skill points you put in them, it's just up to how much your haste allows you to. So up until when you get your variable cooldown to 0. So yep, anything beyond that might not be as helpful because you just need to make sure your skills rotate smoothly without any delay or like normal attacks in between as a haste type Whitesmith. So yep. For those who are wondering why do you have Zenny Storm for your overnight AFK farming build, won't it get your Zenny to negative or won't it be costly? Actually, you still have a lot of Zenny gain even with this on overnight, mainly because you have your Midas Touch. So Midas Touch gives you this bounty buff for each. You apply it to a mob. Basically, gives you 150% more Zenny for each kill as long as you kill the monster within 10 seconds. Then another thing we have for this build that helps with your Zenny gain is the cleave. So you maximize this passive. It basically gives you 20% more Zenny when you kill monsters. So unfair check at level 5 just to unlock it. And Zenny Hurl at level 5 just to unlock Zenny Storm. So for the next skills in line, push card, maximize this just so you can carry more stuff around with you. And just to unlock Cart Greva. Cart Greva isn't actually that strong, but I use this as a filler for my skills because that goes back to the point that you have to make sure your skills rotate efficiently. No normal attacks in between. You don't want that. Then maximize your buffs, Crazy Uproar, Overgrowth, basically all of these. Adrenaline Rush, it's fine, mostly because you just mostly solo AFK farming anyway, or when you're doing dailies. So this build is just really for you grinding those cards every night. Yep. Savage Slash and Meltdown, you need these. The savagery is also important. This passive basically allows you to save up on your white pots. So if you have this on, you won't really need to buy white pots most of the time. That shit's expensive too. One other thing to maximize is the weapon repeater. So don't forget this one. You basically get more attack from this. And if you still have a lot more skill points that you don't know where to invest in, you can put them in a large weight limit and weight utility. So you basically get to carry more stuff and get more damage for your card tyranny and card revolution through weight utility. So yep, let's go over to our next one, which is the bossing. So this one is pretty obvious. I use this for boss hunts. So same set of stats, STR and Dex. And mind you, this build is a bit expensive. So after doing several tests, I found that your Zenny skills are really your main DPS skills as a Whitesmith. So go over them one by one. The different skills for this build. Let's start with Midas Touch. You have this at level 5, just unlock Mammonite. So you have to maximize Mammonite. This is basically your main DPS skill. So Mammonite is also affected by converters. So whenever you do boss hunts, you have to bring your converters to maximize your damage output. So yep. Next one's in line, have weaponry research, you have to maximize this one. Skin tempering for when you use fire converters, so you basically deal 20% more fire damage when your fire converter is on. Unfair trick, just to make the Zenny cost hurt a little less. So the Zenny cost from all these Zenny skills, so it decreases the Zenny required to cast these by 10%. Yep. Greed at level 5 just to unlock Zenny utility. So yeah, at max, it basically increases the damage of your Zenny skills by 10%. So that's pretty useful. Zenny Hurl at max or up until your valuable cooldown allows you to. So yeah, at least get it to level 5 so you can unlock Zenny Storm as well. So yeah, Zenny Storm at max as well. Next one is push cart. Yeah, no cart revo, not much cart skills. Then cart blitz, I have this at level 1. This is just for when you need to get out of the way of the boss's AoE skills. So for example, situations where you need to get out of the AoE and survive. Yeah, the cart blitz is for that. Cart boost at level 5 just to unlock cart Termi. Again, maximize the skill points up until to where your haste allows you to. Next ones is maximize your buffs. Your crazy uproar, your overthrust. Maximize adrenaline rush for this time because you mostly be boss hunting in parties. So yeah, weapon perfection at max as well. Savage lash at level 5 only just to unlock meltdown. Personally, I don't use Savage Slash during boss hunting because I feel that the casting animation is too long. It's like one cast of Savage Slash is like 2 or 3 casts of Mammonite because yeah, Mammonite animation is just pretty quick. You can basically also spam this skill. Mammonite doesn't really have any cooldown, so that is why this build is a bit costly. You're basically spending 1,500 Zenny for every cast of Mammonite. So if you have additional skill points, you could put them in Savagery as well. So for every time you cast Meltdown, you get a stack of the Lifesteal passive. It helps a bit when you're boss hunting. If you still have extra skill points, you can still put them in enlarged weight limit just so you can carry more stuff around. So another thing to keep in mind for this build, I did mention earlier that you need to bring converters to maximize your damage output during boss hunting. The converters only affect Meltdown and Mammonite. So if you check out your other Zenny skills, for example Zenny Storm, it says neutral physical damage. So any other skill that has this in the description deals fixed neutral physical damage to enemies. So yeah, since Mammonite doesn't have those, Meltdown doesn't have that, its element can be changed whenever you use a converter. So Savage Lash is also affected, but yeah, you don't really need to bring that for this build. Moving on to our last skill build for this video, we have the KTM Rollout. So going over the skills, first off we have Savage Slash, Meltdown, and Mammonite. Really please for whenever you need to take a target down. I have them in a custom skill slot because yeah, there's really a lot of skills you need to bring. Second one is Zenny Storm. So aside from dealing a shit ton of damage, it actually slows down your enemy by 50% for 3 seconds. So it's a good crowd control skill. Next up is Cart Termi, you need this for stun. Hammerfall as well, you need this for stun. Cart Hurl for whenever you need to chase down your target for when your cart blitz is down. One of the most crucial skills you need for this build is Cart Blitz. So aside from damage, you actually gain endure and control immunity effects, and you also reduce your damage received by 30%. So aside from these, you can also knock back your enemies when you have Cart Assault up. So it knocks back the target by 2 meters, and it also increases the damage by 50% and an additional increase of 20 each time you hit the same target. The other skills that you need to maximize are mostly your buffs and passives. So you have your Crazy Uproar, your Weaponry Research, Overthrust at max, and Adrenaline Rush. So the reason why I have Weapon Perfection in this build is because I actually also use this build for instances and for when I need to do ED. So yeah, if you're using this build for purely KVN, just maximize your adrenaline rush. So yeah. Hammerfall at max, Savage Slash, Meltdown at max. Savagery also helpful, gives you a little more survivability, grants you lifesteal stacks. Cart Boost, this is also helpful for whenever you need to chase down enemies, and it's also needed to unlock cart turning. So just maximize your skill points up until your haste allows you to, just as long as the variable cooldown is 0. Zenny Hurl at max, Zenny Storm at max. So that's it for this guide. I hope you fellow Whitesmiths out there find this helpful. If there's anything I may have missed or did lay out incorrectly, feel free to comment them below. And I guess I will see you guys the next time the spirit of diligence actually calls me and I do start creating the next video. So, bye!